Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with war number 1 of season 45, and Matrix has matched F and G. They are normally a Masters Alliance, so we know we have to do a good job here. And this war is a little special because I have 9 fights, all with Stealth Spidey, and a rank 5 Ascended Photon boss. So this is one of my favorite wars I've done. I really wouldn't say I have any bad fights in this war. There's one fight where I lose half my health, but it's all to brute force. So I'm really not, like, I don't think I made any mistakes in that fight. It was just terrible AI that refused to throw a heavy, but that's right at the end of the war. So first up, we have this thing on path 1, section 1. And then I have a Stealth Spidey on the next node, and then I'm going over to path 5, section 2, a path I took a lot last season. But my team today is going to be Stealth Spidey, Scorpion, and White Magneto. I was originally assigned the team of Stealth, Scorpion, and Cassie. And Cassie was specifically only for this fight. It was only for this Spidey, and I said, honestly, I'd rather use Stealthy for this fight, and I'll bring White Magneto so I'm able to parry when I need to. And that actually worked out because one of the fights, the Sasquatch on 38 that I normally take, I got assigned again this war, and I needed a White Magneto there, and because I had my own, I didn't have to wait for anyone, so that was really nice. But basically, you do need to intercept for all your openings after your first one, although when he's not unblockable like here, I can parry. I just need to get my SP1 up, and now I just need to keep baiting SP1s. I can't counter it, but I do know how to fully dex it consistently, although I think the second time in this fight I mess up the dex. But as you can see, this guy's melting super fast. Yeah, right there on the very last hit. And then there, it may have looked like he was unblockable, but I actually parried right after the regen went away. So I did get my last opening there. So now we'll go over to path 5, section 2, where I have Morbius and Rintrah. Another reason I brought White Magneto was to make this Rintrah easier so that I can parry him. Now he will be removing my slows, but that's fine. This Morbius is also going to be really, really annoying, and it's going to take me a long time to get down the ebb and flow intercept protection. So there I was trying to dash back and bait out the glide, but for some reason I just didn't dash back, but it's fine because I'll end at full health anyways. The one bleed does no damage. And then there I get hit again, but again I'm going to heal back up to full. Here I just wanted to get up my 1 Fury and my Precision, but I forgot that I got hit, so I'm actually not going to get my Precision in this fight. And honestly, I forgot that I didn't have my Precision, and I noticed in about 30 seconds from now. And then there I had slow up, so I could have gone for an intercept, but I don't know why I didn't there. I finally got my intercept, and then right here is where I should have gone SP1, but I'm not, and I do prefer to bait out the SP2 of Morbius. I just find it a little easier, and he throws it a little more, but yeah, he's not throwing it here. We're just trying to keep our Fury pause while we bait it out. And yeah, this fight just took unnecessarily long because of bad AI and also mistakes from myself not getting up my Precision. That really hurt a lot. Here I have to dash back to pause the Fury, but this guy is almost dead, and I believe I'm going to kill him in this next combo. Oh no, I'm actually going to give him back the protection, which is just awesome. So here I had to bait out a dash or an SP1. He goes for an SP1. And despite the fact that the fight took a long time, I did end at 99% health. So that's completely fine. This Rintrah does not go perfectly, but it doesn't go badly at all. So there I pulled up my boost menu to see if my invuln was still going. It had 1 second left at the time. So even if I'd put my pre-fight on instantly and gone into the fight, it would not have been there for that fight. So I think I threw on a combat regen boost, and I'm actually going to use that for my next fight as well, just because I didn't really need an invuln or an SP1 boost here. But I'm going to go for my intercept after I get this up. there I go for my intercept with a light attack. If he had thrown the SP1, I did have time to dash out, so that was not really risky at all. Bait the SP1. There he throws it without dashing forward, so I do get to keep my slow for a bit. But here, oh no, it's maybe it's the next one. But yeah, I don't have Dex here, so I'm able to counter that and not have to worry about Unstoppable. But this time, I do have to worry about it, and he actually is going to go Unstoppable, which was only a 33% chance, but you know what? Oh, it's against Sasquatch that happens. Excuse me, I apologize. But yeah, at this point, I'm trying to pause my Fury, but he keeps removing my slow. So here I go for my SP2, put up my last slow, but the protection's actually going to expire again, but I'm just going to hit him because I know he's going to drop. If that hadn't killed, I would have gone for a striker into another combo. There was no chance he was surviving that, so I was safe. And we go to our next fight, which is going to be a rank 2 Sassy on 38, a fight I took honestly probably 10 times last season, and I don't think I'm exaggerating, because Sasquatch is always on this node, and I am always assigned him with Stealth Spidey. And for a while I was using Invuln boost here, but there's not really any reason to, because it's rare that I get hit, and even if I do get hit, I don't take that much damage. So, not worried about that. And this fight's actually a really clean one, other than him throwing the SP1 instantly at the start of the fight, because if you don't know the way that you ramp up Stealth Spidey, it's light, medium, SP1, and you are going to activate the right back at it node, so he's going to shrug all his debuffs, but you actually permanently remove the protection, so it doesn't really matter. And it is worth it. So, and then you just have this tiny little window where you don't have your slow up, and unfortunately he is going to activate his Unstoppable, so I do have to dash back a bit, trying not to activate Dex, so I did parry there to not activate Dex. But we're just going to be doing the same thing I always do, which is parrying, dashing back, and then trying to push to SP2 as much as I can. And here we are able to push to SP2, so I just need to bait this out. The only thing I really need to be careful of at this point is Wrath triggering, but as long as I can keep pushing to SP2, I will be very safe. So here I got my parry, and I push him to SP2 just as he enters Wrath, which is perfect because when he is in Wrath, he gets extra combat power rate, and one full combo is actually enough to push him from SP1 to SP2, so you can just keep cycling the SP2 over and over again, which is the safest way, or at least my preferred way to fight Sasquatch in general. And then there I used the striker just to make sure he got to an SP2, but I realized he was close enough to being dead that I might as well just kill him. And yeah, minute 15, really nice fight, very clean fight. If it was not for that Unstoppable, it would have been about 5 seconds faster, maybe a 110, maybe a 112-ish, but that's fine. And this fight does not go well. Like, it doesn't go badly, it's just a little slow because of the combination of nodes. Darkhawk's a really good placement for this node, because when you knock him down, he activates his shield mode, or whatever it's called. I don't know I think it's called shield mode, I don't know. And you can't hit him until the charge is gone, but the protection has almost the same duration, so after it expires, after the shield expires, you only have like a second or 2 seconds to hit him before the protection comes back. So it's a really good placement, but there is one way you can get around it, because if you don't know the way that Darkhawk works, he has 3 modes he can activate. The first one activates on when he gets knocked down. The second one activates when he throws his SP2, which is the one where he's able to miss. And then the third one is on the SP3. I don't really worry about that because it's only really useful offensively, because obviously you're not going to push to SP3. But if you knock down the defender and push them to an SP2, you A, shut down the protection node, and B, you are activating the miss mode, and when you have slow up with Stealth Spidey, you're countering the miss. So that is actually what you want to do in this fight, is try to push to SP2 while knocking down, remove the protection, and then bait SP2, and that's actually going to remove the shield mode and activate the stealth mode, which is very, very easy to deal with. Here he was being a little bitch, but I do get an intercept here into a striker, and I believe this is where I throw a heavy attack. No, I'm going to try to push to another SP2, but here I should have just gone SP1. Oh, I do go SP1. But actually Darkhawk's going to be super annoying here and not throw an SP2 until after the shield mode's over. So that was really, really annoying that he wasn't doing that, but it's fine. Because here I choose to just eat the damage. Now I could have waited out the stun, gone with a light attack, and taken less damage, but at that point I just wanted him dead. I was not too worried about my health, because all the fights from here on I have done before, and I was very confident in them, especially the last one. So this here is a rank 5 Kindred on Hazard Shift, and this is also the node where debuffs get shrugged off. But this is actually the first time I found out about these level 6 potions, because level 5 potions that heal 14,000 used to be, they used to cost 100 units last season, and they're new this season. The level 6 potions are new, and they made them less expensive than the level 5 potions before, and they also decreased the price of the level 5 potions, which is really, really nice for me. And I did actually buy one of the 60 unit potions just because it kind of perfectly lined me up to get back to full health, and because of Hazard Shift here I am going to heal up to full, because he's a tactic attacker, so I am going to be healing. But I went for an SP1 boost here. The only reason I went for an SP1 boost is because my next fight not requires it, but it helps a lot. And then there, I ended up throwing my SP1 before my Fury because I was worried I would get to an SP2 due to the extra blocked hits. But Kindred is really, really simple to fight with Stealth Spidey. You just have to counter SP2s, and that's all there is to it, really. You just have to keep pausing his charges. If he does get into his charges, you don't have to worry because the global does shut down the damage and you won't take any damage. But here I'm baiting SP2 again, and I believe here I'm going to throw my SP2 so I don't get to an SP3. Almost pushes into the last mode, but here I am going to push it in, push him in. And here I could have thrown my SP1 and just ended the fight, but I was in no risk and I knew I was going to end with full health, so I decided to just wait out what's the trap called? I always forget this. This is the second time I've forgotten it in a video. Yeah, I'm blanking. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, we have this Mysterio up next. This Mysterio I fought 3 or 4 times last season. And one of the times I fought it, it went exactly like this fight goes. Absolutely perfect. I took 0 hits, but I lost 50% of my health to brute force due to bad AI. That's what's going to happen in this fight. I'm not going to get hit. Bad AI is going to make me lose a lot of health. So we put up our slow. Here we are going to reactivate our slow into our SP1 to get up both our Fury and our Precision. And now we just have to bait out specials, counter them, push to SP2 if I can, because that is going to heal me up a bit, but I don't really care that much about it. Also make sure not to parry. That's a huge thing for this fight. But just bait out heavies and, you know, bait that SP2. There he throws the SP2 instantly. Next time he is not going to. Alright, no, sorry, it's not the SP2, it's the heavy attack, right? Because he gets down to very low health right here. I go in for a combo, and here I'm just trying to bait a heavy, and look how long it's going to take him to throw a single heavy. I was at 91% when I started trying to bait a heavy. Look what's going to happen. So far, that's 2 combos into my block. And yes, you can counter them. I was just trying to be super safe. I went down to 44% health, all from brute force, which is just total garbage. I lost 45% of my health to brute force there, just because he refused to throw a heavy attack for like 25 seconds. But anyways... Photon boss. This is a really nice fight. So we're gonna heal up, throw on 4 potions, throw 4 potions into stealthy, get me to full health. I'm gonna use my Enervate pre-fight, and I took this fight twice last season. The first time it went well. The second time it was a little rough. but I did get the fight down. I did solo it. This one's going to be flawless. And I mean perfect. So this is 750k Photon with Ascended Spidey, and I'm not even max boosted. I have 20% boosts on, and I'm only using the 15% attack. I'm not using the 20%. So my attack could be 15% more than it is right here. But the whole strategy in this fight is to get up the Enervate and keep pausing it by dashing back. So I do light, medium combos for most of the time. Here, I make sure I dash back into my SP1. I don't chain it, so that way I don't lose much of my Enervate duration. But now I have my Fury and my Precision up. I'm hitting like an absolute truck, and Photon's not even going to get to a single bar of power. We're just dexing mediums and countering with a light. Here, there was a couple in a row that were really shallow. Or sorry, really long dexes, so I was just waiting for some shallow dexes. I've gotten pretty used to the timing, but there was a couple there that I did dash back too early. Or sorry, too late. Too late, not too early. Too late. Here I go for my SP2 just to make the Enervate a lot longer. But yeah, this Scorpion synergy, it is just absurd for Stealth Spidey. I actually used this same strategy to take down a Mojo on a tough node last season. A Mojo that Stealth Spidey would normally should not be taking, but because of the Enervate fight, I just completely cheesed it and he never reached a bar of power. But now that the fight's over, and I didn't even take as much as a blocked hit. No damage taken. No damage taken, a minute 26 for an Ascended Photon boss. That is just a thing of beauty. That is how well the fight went the first time I took it last season. But I don't have the video because the screen recording failed. But this time it didn't fail. And I have a flawless boss fight, which is just awesome. Now, this war was very interesting because if you looked at the time that I cleared my fights, like the timer left, I cleared much earlier than I normally could, and that's because there was only one fight that I had to wait to come down, which was Wiccan on 47, because someone was taking that with Cassie, I believe, and it's the only fight. Well, I could have taken it with Stealthy. I would have been fine. It wouldn't have been a problem, but I had to wait for that fight to come down, and the guy who was clearing that fight actually cleared really early, like within, I'd say, 4 hours of assignments coming out. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll clear right now as well. And at that point, we were losing the war by a lot. We had 100 fights explored, and we had 9 deaths. They had 40 fights explored, and they had 2 deaths. But then, when I woke up in the morning, we were winning the war because we were at 130 fights explored, and we were at 10 deaths. So we had explored quite a bit without dying again, or with only dying once more, and they were at 100 fights with 10 deaths. So we had 30 more fights explored with the same number of deaths. And right before I started recording this video, because the war's not over yet, I took this screenshot. It's 145 to 145, tied 13-13, and the difference between our fight time is 50 seconds. So I don't know who won this war at the time I'm recording this. It's going to be in the description. It's going to, or I'll put a pinned comment about it, what happened. But the war is either going to end 13-13 with someone winning on time, or it's going to end 14-13 because someone died. Those are the two possibilities. Or technically someone could die more than once, but those are the two possibilities. It's either a tie on deaths and someone wins on fight duration, because I don't know what fights we have left and what fights they have left, or someone's going to die and the other alliance is going to win. So yeah, we're either 1-0 or 0-1 on the season. Right now, I don't know, because again, the war's over in 3 hours. We still have 3 hours left on the war. And I'm at 0 deaths so far this season. Really, really nice war. I had 9 fights, which just an amazing start to the season to boost my confidence, because I really want to have a great season. I was pretty happy with my performance last season, taking 93 fights and only dying 3 times, one of which was a death I had no control over because it was a bad assignment that I did talk with my officer about. But I really just feel like I gel well with this meta, and I think I can just produce a really solid season if I just perform my best, keep a good mentality, and just go in with some confidence. So yeah, like I said, no deaths so far this season. My PSR so far this season is 9 out of 9, which is 100%. And I died in my second last fight of last season. That was my 3rd death. A terrible death. That was 100% my fault. Great matchup. 100% my fault because I parried 3 different times on the stun reflection node. Yeah. So Deathless streak is up to 10. And again, I don't know the score of this war yet, but it'll be in the description or a pinned comment. So thank you guys for watching. I really enjoyed this war. It was awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Bye.